Hello and welcome, all you avid video game enthusiasts. I don't think that's going to be my opening for much longer. That was a tongue twister. Anywho, starting out with a tongue twister. So today, you probably saw the title, and before I go any farther, spoiler alert. This will have spoilers for the end of Hoshido nor Revelations. All in the middle, everything spoiled. So make sure that if you don't want spoilers, you are out of here now. Got any more spoiler hating people? No? Cool, we'll move on. Next, I am not responsible for any shadowbans, non-shadowbans, console bricking, your device ending up in the pool. That might happen. Who knows? Anything. I'm not responsible for any damage this can cause. I've dealt with it pretty well. Or I've tested it out and it's pretty stable. Pretty clean. It shouldn't damage anything, but I give you no guarantees. Okay, now we have that all over with. Probably saw in the title, there's a bunch of custom DLC characters. But not just any. Bosses that I've ported over, and they're really cool. So, what you need for this is you need custom firmware on your 3DS. If you don't know what that is, you don't have it. And sorry. Yeah, you need a signature patched environment somehow, which is, quote, custom firmware, even though it really isn't. So you need that signature patched environment. And well, after you have that, come back to this video. Go to GBA temp, links down in the description for other things. Root around in there, particularly under the custom firmware section, and you'll find stuff. But if you don't have it, I'm sorry. If you do have it, keep watching. Keep watching if you don't have it. That'd be cool. So after you get the DLC, download link is in the description. That will take you to a thread that I've posted, which will contain the download file. It's a CIA, and I hope you know how to install CIAs if you have a custom firmware. You just have either Big Blue menu, FBI, Dev menu, whatever your installer is. Click install to SD, and it should work. Now, this only works with a North American only been tested with North American Special Edition Fates. I can't guarantee it'll work for anything else. It'll probably work for North American Birthright Conquest. But otherwise, all bets are off. So, once you have the DLC installed, I'm going to go to delete here. You'll see all these entries. Now, you also have to uninstall any other DLC you have installed at the time. Now, you can reinstall those later, either officially if you have them official, or if you are that kind of person, installing them through CIA if you have a backup or something. So what you'll see is a bunch of entries. This first one's not a bug. I'll show you what it results in a little bit. But not a bug. It's intentional. All of these are bosses that are playable. So we've got he's the Chapter 5. Chapter 5 boss. Before you pick a path, he's the hooded figure guy. You probably all know who I'm talking about now. If I give any more information, it's kind of spoilery. Zola, Kilma, Hans, Kotaro, Omozu, Iago, Dragon Garen, Vessel Garen, Anankos. I'm not going to go into huge details about any of this because I'll make this video exceptionally long. But here we go. So if we use my Birthright save as an example, updating world. So as you can see, I have question mark there in my inventory. That is the inventory option. So if we go to Dragon's Gate, play DLC, hello Anna, you get the list of DLC obviously. Ignore the fact some of these might have turn records. That's kind of a bug a little bit, because some of them are, yeah, whatever. I won't go into details. Kind of a bug, ignore it. So all you have to do is you click on it, and the minute you hit yes and the little loading thing comes up, it's installing stuff into your extra data. So if you ever wipe your extra data or tamper with it, these might not work anymore. So it'll sit there and chug. That's adding to your extra data. And you may notice longer boot times, longer extra data loading times. That's totally normal. Unit has already joined your party. That's because I already have him. Now, if you don't have them, it will say, recruit for example, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, yes or no, unit will be added, the unit will be put in your logbook either way, I'll show you that in a minute. And then if you hit yes, it'll say, Mikoto has joined your party. Subscribe, comment, give love to this video in the thread, and tell me that you want that fixed if you really want it fixed. I'm not too bugged by it, and it's kind of a bit of effort that I didn't want to put into it, but I can fix it if you guys really want to. So it'll say Mikoto has joined the party, act as if it does, save or not, doesn't matter. And now we're here. So, we'll just pretend I hit yes there, and it recruited him. So he's question mark, question mark, question mark. He's a spoiler boss from the first few chapters. Soldier of unknown origin. He's royal just like he is in the first few chapters. And all these characters have their own not custom. I guess they're custom? I don't know. They have their own unique skills that are other characters' unique skills or normal skills that I've taken and I've slotted them in there. He has vengeance, which is pretty cool because, he's kind of vengeance-y. I don't know. Seemed like the right thing to do. So they all come with a shield. Their stats and whatever, their equipped skills will all vary wildly. For the most part, they're untrained. They're not as bad as this guy. This guy is exceptionally so. Well, it's exceptionally bad. Most of the time, they're pretty good trained. I'll show you what they look like in a minute in the logbook. But this is his starting stats. This is Iago. He's much stronger than he starts out as. All of these other ones, he's the only one that's untrained. All these other ones are much stronger than they should be. So Iago, who does have the really cool staff/rod proficiency flag, just like the boss does. And it's a little cool trick that I pulled. He'll also have it. He'll have that staff rod proficiency no matter what classes he's in. Even if he's like Dreadfighter, for example, which has 3 weapons, that won't disappear. That will just stay there and be normal. Or sorry, no, you won't see it. The little thing there will disappear, but he'll have the proficiency. Still. Okay, so Mozu, who is the chapter, he's the guy where you get Gunter, your applicable mate or butler, and yourself, and you go to check out the fortress on Father's orders. That's that guy. Kotaro, the ninja who killed Saizo and Kaze's parents. Spoilers, told you already there'd be spoilers. Hans, you all know who Hans is. Kilma, he's conquest only, he's a boss, he's Flora and Felicia's father. He's also really cool because he has icy blood, and that gives him the cool little ice effect that Flora and Felicia have. Oh, also, forgot their unique skills. Hans has Bloodthirst, which is awesome. Kotaro has Shuriken Mastery. Shuriken Master. I don't know why I said that in a British accent. Omozu has Defender. And Iago has Counter Curse. And you'll note not all of these are other characters' unique skills. Some of them, like Defender, are actual normal skills. Then we have Zola, who has Unmask. I thought it was fitting. Ignore the Kana. And then, see if I can find the other ones. Garen, who has Poison Strike. Thought it was fitting again, because it says even mere drops of it are harmful. Garen Blight Dragon, who has Savage Blow. And Anonkos. I am the buried dragon. Grizzly Wound. And all of these guys, for example, we'll look at him, have reclass sets. Now, I set one of his reclass sets to be another boss set. Shh, don't tell anyone. But, they can reclass into these through Heartseal pretty easily. Note, having either of these two Garens or this Anonkos online without reclassing out of Silent Dragon, Blight Dragon, or Empty Vessel will shadowban you because it's an enemy-only class. Also, none of these units come with weapons. I've hacked in weapons for them all, or, for some of them. Some of them didn't need hacked weapons. Some of them, like, this Garen needed a breath attack. Can't get that normally. Yeah. So they're pretty cool. So I'll show you one little bug, though, with reclassing. I don't plan on fixing this, but, for example, if you reclass into a mounted class, any kind of mounted class whatsoever, for some of them, they don't have heads. Now, their 3D model's fine. It looks all normal. But they don't have heads on their map sprite. Don't plan on fixing it, because it's way out of my league. So, next, unit logbook. Felicia. So they'll show up here under this side. If you have any of Death Chaos's custom DLC, sorry Death Chaos if you're watching this, his DLC will show up in here as well as Cypher DLC. And Zola, Kilma, Hans, Kataro, whatever, they're all in here. And some of them, you'll notice some of them aren't recruited, even though I had all of them. They only count as recruited if they have that shield icon, if you can see it on him. I removed the other ones. They all come with the shield icon by default. So we'll give a closer look to all of their default stats. So as you can see, they're kind of strong for where they are, especially some of the level 1s. And the way they are, you could probably recruit them and use some of them in a playthrough, and it wouldn't be too bad. Especially this guy. So ideally, they have really good stat growths, and they're really good for, well, they train really fast. But if you really don't want to train them, I'll post all my trained ones, of course, in the bottom as FE14 unit files, or whatever FE Twiddler exports files as. I'll put them in the description. And actually, I'll put them as part of the thread. They'll be linked there in a zip file with the DLC. It'll all be really cool. And you'll be able to use those if you want to, if you really don't feel like training them, which is fine. Now, those aren't a workaround. Those do not let you have the characters without having the DLC installed. That's not how it works. You have to use the DLC, but then you can import the characters. I'd also recommend deleting your old copies of the characters as well. Multiple copies of characters gets weird. So, next, I'm going to show you a little bit of combat. We'll scout a really weak challenge. Bottomless Canyon, why not? No, I'm not scared of losing units. I'm playing casual. I just want this to go really fast for you guys so you can just see how they behave in combat. That's all. We won't use him. Also, this Kana is a project. I don't plan on releasing him. Yet. Maybe. Let's see. Dunk dunk. Huh? Can't use any more. That's fine. So note, these characters, unless they have enemy-only classes or skills equipped, are fully legal online, and their unique skill, all of their assets, everything, they will appear just as you see them to your opponent, which is really cool. And they don't crash your opponents as far as I've tested. So we'll divide and conquer. I'll make this a little bit more bearable. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Options. Where is it? No, fast. Make it a little bit more bearable for you guys by cranking it up to fast. Move everybody out there. Donk. So as you can see, they're kind of OP. They proc a lot because they have all basically have Rend Heaven. And you can see he's got the little snow effect. Really cool. Really love how that's bound to a skill and not anything else, because it makes it so much easier. Move Hans up. Oop, didn't want to do that. There we go. Nope, missed. As bad as this game's How Do I Play Fire Emblems. Okay, now it's going to pass on to the enemy phase. They'll move really fast. And just kind of be maggots. Maggots will be maggots. Popo. So yeah. Really cool characters. I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, while this enemy turn's playing out, thank you Death Chaos 25, GBA temp user who helped me a whole ton. I wouldn't have gotten this far without him. I know it sounds tacky, but I really would not have gotten this far without him. This will work 100% normally side by side with his DLC. Now, of course, you'll notice really long load times with both DLCs installed, but that's okay. And no workaround for the long load times either. So as you can see, they wreck face pretty badly. And let's actually see where the enemies are before I do a foolish thing. I think I can reach him. No, not quite. I think I can. Okay, so I'll show you... who to show you. He's pretty funny. 66 times 2. Yeah, he had... Oh, I thought he had a +7. I'll have to check that in a minute. Pretty sure he has a +7 bulwark. And no, I can't use the bulwark online, people, before you get freaking out. It's bad. Yeah, he has a +7 bulwark. I'll just show you the stats on that real fast. 32, 110, 25. Pretty funny. Also, they don't have any Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. They don't have any dialogue for anything. If any of you guys want to make dialogue, like write up some scripts, please do. I'm a little lazy, so I don't want to write them up. And I can't guarantee they'll be incorporated. I can't guarantee anything, but I can try. So that went really fast. And I'm going to skip saving. So you guys got to see that. And they're really cool. They're out now. Been delaying the release for a while until I could get a video out and everything fully prepared. But they're all ready. And I hope you guys enjoy. Now, if you notice, the Garens weren't royals, neither was Anonkos. If you want, things to be updated, please give this video some love. Give the thread some love. Show this some attention, or else I'll only fix things when I decide to. I'll only go, okay, I kind of want this guy to be more OP, and I'll fix it. But not often. So make sure you leave comments, suggestions. Tell me any bosses I skipped over. I might have missed a few. Not, let me show you. Not any of these capture bosses. Not just the ones I'm showing, but none of the capture bosses, because obviously you can capture them and it'd be pointless. But give me ideas. Give me bosses to port. Tell me if you want to see Grunt DLCs. Tell me what you want to see. And I'll see if I can get to it. Alright, thank you for watching. Have yourself a good day. And don't forget, download, check it all out, use the DLC. Credit me wherever you use it. See ya.